an offshore prison built at the cost of hundreds of billions. Yet inside, it contains only a single cell, and it's guarded day and night by 100,000 wardens. Their sole purpose? To watch over me, a 20-year-old prisoner. Even with my limbs pierced by dragon-binding chains, it's not enough to make the newly arrived warden feel even a shred of security. Because 3 years ago, I was the god of war who slaughtered dozens of nations. I annihilated the Western powers, leaving them with no elite warriors. But during that great war, I was afflicted by a rare aphrodisiac poison. Losing control of my mind, I violated the Dragon Kingdom's sole female god of war, causing her to lose all her combat abilities, becoming powerless. Though I was a ruthless killer, I was filled with remorse. I ultimately surrendered to the Dragon Kingdom's elders to atone for my sins in prison. And so began my life in this sunless prison. The only time I'm allowed out is when the Dragon Kingdom faces a formidable criminal they cannot defeat. Today marks my 6th release. After the warden unfastened one of my chains, he led me out. The Lin family, ranked 10th in Yang City, wants you to deal with someone for them. They promise a handsome reward upon completion. Is this person strong? I don't know. The Lin family only said the person is incredibly audacious. 5-star threat doesn't even begin to describe them. I frowned. A flicker of interest ignited within me. Soon, the warden led me to the Lin family estate. The entire Lin family was gathered together, but there was no tension, none of the anxiety of people facing a powerful foe. Instead, they all stared with vicious expressions at an iron cage. Inside the cage was a battered woman, lying there, completely drained of strength. Seeing this, I frowned slightly. Where's the person the Lin family wants me to deal with? A middle-aged man stepped out from the crowd. So you're the most formidable man from the trapped dragon prison? She's right there, in the cage. I want you to deal with her in the most brutal way possible. Make her understand a fate worse than death. At his words, my expression turned ice cold. So your so-called threat level exceeding 5 stars is this woman? Because not only did she dare to reject my son, she also dared to cripple him. That's more audacious than any 5-star criminal. I will make her wish she were dead. If you do a good job, the Lin family will not treat you poorly. In fact, with a single word, I can grant you your freedom. Hearing this, my eyebrow twitched. I could have been free long ago. I just chose not to be. I walked slowly towards the iron cage. I wanted to see what kind of woman would dare to offend the Lin family. But as I approached the cage, a pair of bloody hands grabbed my leg. Please, please, don't kill me. I was about to move, but her voice sounded strangely familiar. I looked down at the woman, and my brow furrowed instantly. Li Peiju, the one woman I would never forget. Even in death, 3 years ago, she was the sole female god of war. But because I lost control, she lost all her power. What on earth happened during these 3 years for a god of war to fall this low? Please, I'm begging you, don't kill me. Li Peiju even knelt and kowtowed before me, utterly debased. Witnessing this, the head of the Lin family laughed. Li Peiju, did you really think you could run? Kneeling before Lin Cheng, Li Peiju shook her head frantically. I won't run anymore. Where is my daughter? I'm begging you, please let my daughter go. She's only 2 years old. Back when you rejected my son and injured him, why didn't you stop to think that you have a daughter of your own? My son, Lin Fenglu, begged you just like this to spare him, but you still crushed him. He's the man my Lin family pulled out of the trapped dragon prison. He is the most savage and ruthless man in the world, and he's here to deal with you. Of course, perhaps he's here to deal with Xiao Cao too. No! If you dare touch Xiao Cao, the Li family will never let you get away with it. In the past, my Lin family wouldn't have dared to touch you, Li Peiju, not even if we had 10 times the courage. But ever since you were disgraced, your family has been suppressed by the Zhang family into a pathetic state. How could they possibly care about you, the Li family's disgrace? Besides, if the Li family truly cared about you, would they have let you spend your pregnancy surviving by picking through garbage? Li Peiju looked up, her face a mask of despair. Tears blurred her vision. A moment later, she suddenly screamed, "You can't touch Xiao Cao. If you dare to touch her, her father will not spare you." Hearing this, the Lin family members grew wary. The man who could do this to a god of war must be a terrifying figure. Li Peiju nodded eagerly. Yes, that's him. He's a demon who kills without batting an eye. He might not care if you harm me, but if he finds out you've harmed his daughter, he will slaughter every last one of you. A flicker of fear crossed Lin Cheng's eyes, but he quickly composed himself. He hasn't been seen in 3 years. He's probably long dead. Besides, if he dares show his face, the Jiang family of the demon capital will take care of him. Lin Cheng's words shattered Li Peiju's last shred of hope. You demon, 3 years ago, you violated me. Where are you now? Please, I'm begging you, show yourself and save our Xiao Cao. She's 2 years old, she can say mama, and she can say papa. She keeps asking me where her daddy is. At that moment, my blood ran cold. I was completely frozen in place. I, Chen Wudi, have a daughter. I'm a demon, a devil king known to countless people as the Black Dragon of Hell. Does someone like me even deserve to have a wife and child? But in that moment, Li Peiju's words shattered the ice around my heart. My entire body began to tremble. I pulled Li Peiju into my arms. I'm back. I, Chen Wudi, have returned. Li Peiju's body shuddered. The familiar voice and presence made her realize who I was. She should have hated me, but the brutal years had worn away her hatred. Please, save Xiao Cao. Don't worry, I'm here. In this world, no one can harm Xiao Cao. Seeing that Li Peiju and I knew each other, the Lin family head's face darkened. What's going on? But I snapped my head up and roared. The remaining dragon-binding chains on my body shattered. The Lin family harmed my wife and child. Today, I will unleash a massacre and turn this entire estate into a living hell. Everyone in the Lin family trembled under the weight of my killing intent. Lin Cheng stared at me, his face a mask of pure terror. You dare. I, Chen Wudi, rampaged through the West for 20 years. The number of those who have died by my hand is countless. A mere family like yours can be crushed under my foot, suppressing the fear in his heart. Lin Cheng looked up and stared at me. You can't just trample all over the Lin family. If you kneel and atone for your sins, I might spare you. Otherwise, your family of 3 will die here. Hearing Lin Cheng's words, I suddenly laughed. Then, I looked at the warden, whose face had already turned deathly pale. He says I can't crush his Lin family. What do you think? Can I? The warden's head was buzzing. He nearly fainted, let alone a mere Lin family in Yang City. Even the great clans of the Devil's capital wouldn't be enough for this former demon king to slaughter. Patriarch Lin, did you really capture his daughter? Release her quickly, or there will be disastrous consequences. Lin Cheng's eyes were bloodshot. He couldn't hear a word of the warden's advice. The moment he embraced that woman, he was already a dead man. Relay my order. Summon the 3 commanders of my Lin family's Bloodkill Guard, leading the Bloodkillers, all 3,000 of them. Today, I want to see how he crushes my Lin family. Forget 3,000 Bloodkill Guards, even 30,000. I, Chen Wudi, would slaughter them like dogs. Lin Cheng's eyes were red with rage. His fists cracked as he clenched them. Just then, a voice like a thunderclap boomed. I, a commander of the Bloodkill Guard, Keisha, am here. Who dares to be insolent in the Lin family's presence? Then a man with a terrifying murderous aura strode forward. Behind him followed 1,000 blood killers with fearsome auras. At that moment, the ground began to tremble violently. Immediately, a terrifying roar was heard. I, a commander of the Bloodkill Guard, Pojun, am here. Who dares to be insolent? I, a commander of the Bloodkill Guard, Tan Long, have arrived. Who dares to be insolent? With the arrival of the 3,000 blood killers, Lin Cheng's presence soared. Chen Wudi, all 3,000 of my blood killers have arrived. How do you wish to die? Li Peiju's body trembled. A chill ran down her spine. I never thought our family of 3 would die together. No, we will not die. I did not die 3 years ago. From now on, no one in this world can kill me. With that, I took a step towards Lin Cheng. My aura was overwhelming. 3,000 is not nearly enough. Call upon all your connections and forces. Today, I will show you what it means for blood to flow like a river. Fine. Since this is your last wish, I will grant it. With that said, he started making calls. Soon, a convoy of cars roared in. Hundreds of men in black stepped out in unison. The Zhao family is here to lend the Lin family a hand. The Ma family is here too. Whoever touches the Lin family, touches the Ma family. One after another, the powerful figures of Yang City arrived. Lin Cheng's presence erupted. He roared at me. 5,000 men are enough to grind you into paste. Now, we just wait for your daughter. Then your family of 3 can be reunited. Then, a few of the Lin family's thugs dragged over an iron cage towards the crowd. Inside the cage was a small, dirty girl. Seeing this, Li Peiju cried out, "That's our Xiao Cao." At that moment, I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. I stared intently at the little girl in the cage. A heart-wrenching pain turned my eyes bloodshot. I held Li Peiju and walked towards the cage, step by step. When I reached the cage, the little girl inside suddenly stopped crying. She stared with her big, tear-stained eyes, looking at me curiously. "Are you Xiao Cao's daddy?" At that moment, my heart just melted. With a single pull of my hand, I ripped the iron cage apart. Then, I gently picked up the little girl. "I am your daddy. I am Xiao Cao's daddy." Xiao Cao buried her face in my chest and began to cry her heart out. "Daddy, where have you been? Why didn't you protect Xiao Cao?" They hit Xiao Cao. It hurt so much. The veins on my arms bulged with rage. "Chen Wudi, now that your family of 3 is all here, you can die." As he said this, several of the Lin family's thugs began to approach me. I whipped my head around and let out a roar. Instantly, everyone felt as if their heads were about to explode. After the sound faded, the few Lin family thugs who had approached me just stood there, frozen in place. "What are you standing there for?" But just as Lin Cheng finished speaking, the men collapsed one by one. Keisha, one of the Bloodkill commanders, walked up to Lin Cheng, his brow furrowed. It was his roar just now. It shattered their brains. As soon as he said this, everyone gasped in shock. At the same time, I gently handed Xiao Cao to Li Peiju. "Here, take Xiao Cao. Watch how I crush the Lin family." With that, I slowly stood up, like a lion that had just awoken. I said I would crush the Lin family. Today, even if all the gods of war were to come, they couldn't save you. As these words were spoken, the Lin family members felt a chill run up from their feet to their entire bodies. Lin Cheng's eyelid twitched violently. but then he roared ferociously. Such arrogant words. Kill him for me. Two blood-kill generals immediately charged at me with killing intent. I simply slapped them, and the two of them were sent flying into a wall several meters away. All of you, attack. Kill him. He can fight 1, 2, but can he fight 100, 1,000? Immediately, 1,000 blood-kill guards rushed towards me like a black tide. But I just let out a roar, like a great dragon. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of blood-kill guards were on the ground, wailing in agony. Seeing this, Lin Cheng's face turned extremely ugly. Those were the renowned blood-kill commanders of the Lin family of Yang City. Each one of them was a powerful expert who dominated their region. Yet now, they were defeated so easily. Zhao family, Ma family, what are you waiting for? Don't worry, Patriarch Lin. We will make our move. But I covered my daughter Xiao Cao's ears and sneered. I stomped my foot hard on the ground. The ground in front of me violently collapsed. In an instant, the great families of Yang City were thrown into complete chaos. Seeing this, the Yang City families who had just pledged their support were suddenly silenced, like ducks with their necks wrung. Sorry, I have an important meeting to attend. Me too. I have a meeting as well. And when Lin Cheng saw this, his face turned ashen with rage. My gaze towards Lin Cheng was like looking at a dead man. How do you want to die? Don't get cocky. Do you think you can kill me? Behind my Lin family is emissary Wei Yun. He will be here soon. Hearing Lin Cheng's words, Li Peiju's face instantly turned deathly pale. You have to take Xiao Cao and leave, quickly. That person, Wei Yun, I know you are no match for him. Don't worry. From this day forward, no one will ever be able to harm you again. Just then, a wild laugh echoed from the distance. What arrogance. If I don't make you kneel and confess your sins today, my surname isn't Wei. Right after that, a man in a battle robe walked into the Lin family's villa. His appearance made almost everyone feel suffocated. Seeing Grandmaster Wei Yun arrive, Lin Cheng acted like a fawning dog, rushing to greet him obsequiously. However, Wei Yun didn't even spare Lin Cheng a glance. His face was filled with a cold sneer and scorn. A mere prisoner, daring to be so arrogant. I'll give you two choices. First, get on your knees and confess. Second, die. When Lin Cheng saw this, his eyes filled with immense glee and excitement. With Grandmaster Wei Yun's intervention, your family of 3 is doomed. Everyone else around thought the same. Wei Yun was a rather famous grandmaster. He was definitely not someone an ordinary person could stop. I ignored their taunts and sarcasm. In an instant, I appeared before Grandmaster Wei Yun and swung a heavy slap at him. The slap sent Wei Yun sprawling to the ground. In that moment, everyone was dumbfounded. This is impossible. Grandmaster Wei Yun was defeated with a single slap? An illusion. It must be an illusion. How could that prisoner defeat Grandmaster Wei Yun? The glee and excitement on Lin Cheng's face froze instantly. Grandmaster Wei Yun was defeated? How is this possible? But I just stared coldly at Lin Cheng. I said that I would crush the Lin family today. Even if all of Yanxia's grandmasters, or even a god of war, were to come, you will still die. Lin Cheng dropped to his knees, his face as pale as a dead man's. My lord, I, Lin Cheng, was wrong. I shouldn't have harmed your woman and child. I am willing to give you all the assets of the Lin family, in exchange for our lives. The Lin family is a prominent family in Yang City. Our assets are worth at least over $1 billion Yanxia dollars. This is an astronomical fortune. However, my gaze only fell on Li Peiju and Xiao Cao. They are my only woman and daughter. No amount of wealth can compare. No matter what you say, you are still bound to die today. Seeing that begging was useless, Lin Cheng started shouting desperately. It was the Jiang family of Modu who ordered me to abuse them. If you dare to kill me, the Jiang family will not let you get away with it. They are a top-tier family in Modu, with countless grandmasters, and even a god of war among them. Don't worry, they'll be down there to join you soon enough. As my words fell, I stomped down with my foot. Right after, my gaze shifted to Wei Yun and his men, who were trying to sneak away. And you, Grandmaster Wei Yun's face instantly turned ghastly white. That slap, just now, had injured him severely. Although he managed to stand with his subordinates' help, he had no strength left to fight back. Just then, the warden, with a panicked look on his face, handed a phone. To me, Black Dragon, take the call. I frowned. It was the one from 3 years ago. The man who sent me to Kunlong prison, Yanxia's. Elder Long. Black Dragon, stop. You have been pardoned. You don't have to return to Kunlong prison. Furthermore, I hope you can become Yanxia's protector god of war. I refuse. I've heard about what happened to you. If you were still alone as before, you naturally wouldn't need this position. But now you have a woman and a daughter. If you won't consider it for yourself, you have to think about them. I pondered for a long while, looking at the weak Li Peiju and the grimy Xiao Cao. Before I replied in a low voice, fine. After hanging up the phone, my gaze fell coldly upon those Lin family members who had bullied Li Peiju and Xiao Cao. Instantly, blood-curdling screams echoed through the Lin family's villa. A moment later, I carried Li Peiju on my back, held Xiao Cao in my arms, and left without looking back. Meanwhile, inside the Zhang family residence in Modu, the family head Zhang Hengbao roared in anger. What? The Lin family of Yang City was annihilated? And it was done by that man of Li Peiju's? Back then, not long after the Jiang and Li families were joined by marriage, they discovered that Li Peiju had been defiled. This caused the Jiang family to lose all face and suffer endless ridicule. As a top-tier family, the Jiangs immediately began to suppress the Li family. The reason they didn't kill Li Peiju was 1. For humiliation and revenge, and 2. To lure out the man from back then. The Jiang family's heir, Zhang Tianfang, was also seething with rage. 3 years, you've finally shown up. He immediately made a phone call. In 3 days, it's my father's 60th birthday. I want you to bring me his head, as a gift. At the same time, following Li Peiju's directions, I arrived at the place where they lived. But the scene before me made my body start to tremble. Because the place where Li Peiju and our daughter Xiao Cao lived was a collapsed bridge culvert. How could you be living here? Li Peiju looked at me with a sorrowful gaze. 3 years ago, I was pregnant with your child. When the Jiang family of Modu found out, they were furious. Under their pressure, I was kicked out of the Li family. No company dared to hire me. I could only hide in a culvert like this with Xiao Cao, surviving by collecting trash. I roared in agony. I possess supreme power and boundless wealth. Yet my woman and my daughter live in a place like this. Just then, Li Peiju's body suddenly went limp, and she fell backward. My expression changed drastically. I rushed to catch the falling Li Peiju. She struggled to raise her hand, and looked at me with a complicated expression. For 3 years, I've dreamed countless times of killing you, because you destroyed everything I had. But now, I don't hate you anymore. I don't have the strength to hate you. After I'm gone, you must take good care of Xiao Cao. I tilted my head towards the heavens, and let out a powerless yet grief-stricken roar. Am I, Chen Wudi, destined to be alone for the rest of my life? No, you won't die. I put Li Peiju on my back, picked up Xiao Cao, and ran frantically towards the nearest hospitals and clinics. But I rushed to several clinics and pharmacies in a row, and without exception, they all refused us. In that moment, I understood everything. It was because of the Zhang family of Modu. They had issued a warning to all hospitals and clinics. No one dared to provoke a top-tier family like the Zhangs. Instantly, an overwhelming killing aura erupted from my body. Everyone around felt their bodies go stiff, their scalps tingling with fear. Seeing this, the medical staff nearby immediately panicked. They hurriedly wheeled Li Peiju into the operating room. A moment later, an old doctor walked over and sighed helplessly. The patient's injuries are too severe. She's also suffering from multiple chronic illnesses. I'm afraid it will be very difficult to save her. I looked at the old doctor with an icy gaze. I will cure her, no matter what it takes. Then, I put Xiao Cao down on the ground. Xiao Cao, you stay here with Mommy. I'm going to find some herbs. Daddy will definitely cure Mommy. I smiled and made a pinky promise with Xiao Cao. Then I turned and left quickly. But when I brought a few bags of herbs and rushed excitedly into the hospital ward, I found no trace of Li Peiju and our daughter Xiao Cao. Just then, a trembling figure crawled out from the corner. Just now, a group of vicious-looking men burst in and left a note. Saying this, the old doctor tremblingly handed the note to me. At 4:30 p.m., at the ruins of the thermal power station in Yang City's North District. You know the price of being late. I gripped the note tightly, turned around, and rushed outside. Meanwhile, inside the ruins of the thermal power station in Yang City's North District, Li Peiju was currently lying on the cold ground. Beside her stood 18 figures. The leading man in black took out a phone from his waist and reported, "Young master, we have already caught the woman, and we have also notified the man. At 4:30 p.m., he will come here and walk right into our trap. Zhang Long, you did a great job. Wake her up." Li Peiju slowly woke up from her unconscious state. Looking at Xiao Cao and Zhang Tianfang on the video call, her heart immediately sank. Xiao Cao is innocent. Please, let her go, okay? I will willingly do whatever you want. On the other end of the phone, Zhang Tianfang burst into hysterical laughter. Li Peiju, look at who is around you before you speak. Li Peiju struggled to look around, and her pupils instantly shrank. The 18 dark guards of the Jiang family. You actually deployed them. Seeing Li Peiju's deathly pale face, Zhang Tianfang felt increasingly delighted. I will use your severed heads as a present at my father's birthday banquet. Li Peiju looked at her daughter Xiao Cao with sorrowful eyes. Will that man come? Sorry, I'm late. At this moment, I looked at the pale-faced Li Peiju and the teary-eyed Xiao Cao, and a terrifying icy glint shot from my eyes. A horrifying killing intent swept out like a Category 12 hurricane. Facing my soaring, terrifying killing intent, in Zhang Long's heart, a sudden, inexplicable sense of foreboding emerged. Just who is this guy? No, if I can't complete the young master's orders, I'll be the one facing a dead end. Seeing that I was less than 5 meters away from them, Zhang Long bit his lip fiercely. Dark guards, attack. With that command, the 18 dark guards drew their long swords simultaneously. In an instant, I was surrounded by silhouettes from all directions. Seeing this scene, Li Peiju's eyes were filled with deep despair and sorrow. But what she didn't expect was, those 18 longswords were grabbed by me with one hand, completely immobilized. Zhang Long and his men were absolutely stunned. How is this possible? But before he could react, I gave a violent flick, and the 18 Long swords in the dark guards' hands were sent flying out of their grips. Then, I struck them like a violent storm. In a flash, crushed stones flew across the ground, and dust billowed up. Miserable and agonizing screams echoed in the air, lingering for a long time. After doing all this, I walked toward Li Peiju with a solemn face. You must not give up. I have already found the herbs. Once we get to a safe place, I will treat you. On Li Peiju's pale face, a faint warm smile was squeezed out. Don't worry, I can't bear to leave Xiaocao behind. I won't die that easily. I looked at this woman with complex emotions. She is a great woman who has endured far too much for her daughter. Finally, I took out my long unused phone from my pocket and dialed a number I hadn't called in 3 years. It's me. Following a moment of silence, an uproar of cheers erupted on the other end of the line. Boss, is that you, boss? The boss is back. My eyes were filled with profound warmth. 3 years ago, I was besieged, and some things happened. Now, I am still alive. In Yang City, Yansha. Send someone to Yang City to help me deliver a grand gift to the Jiang family in Modu. I'll tell you the details when we reunite later. I need to save someone right now, so I won't say more. Rest assured, boss, we will definitely get it done. After hanging up the phone, I tenderly picked up Xiao Cao, then carried Li Peiju on my back, and left, this abandoned thermal power station filled with the stench of blood. A moment later, I arrived in front of a luxurious villa. At this time, a luxuriously dressed young master was surrounded by a crowd of bodyguards, playing golf. Seeing a stranger trespass, the young master's face turned extremely gloomy. Who are you to dare interrupt my leisure? Instantly, dozens of bodyguards surrounded us completely, but I remained entirely fearless. I want to buy your villa. Hearing my words, the young master burst into loud laughter. Do you have any idea how much this villa costs? The bodyguards nearby cooperatively chimed in to flatter him. Our young master belongs to one of the top 10 prestigious families in Yang City. He is Zhao Liangchen, the eldest young master of the Zhao family. This luxurious villa in Emerald Manor cost hundreds of millions to build, and including the land, it's worth at least 1 billion Yanshai coins. I directly interrupted the bodyguard's flattery. I'll buy it for 10 times the price. Hearing my words, a look of deep mockery appeared on Zhao Liangchen's face. Just you? You want to buy Emerald Manor? In your dreams, I gave Zhao Liangchen an indifferent glance, flicked my finger, and a black gold bank card shot right into his hand. There are 10 billion yen sha coins in it. Zhao Liangchen glanced at the black gold card, then looked at me, and suddenly laughed disdainfully. You're messing with me, aren't you? Do you know the price of lying to me? I will stuff your family of 3 into a steel cage. Hearing his words, Xiao Cao seemed to recall previous terrifying memories, and curled up. I don't want to go back into the cage. Seeing this, I was instantly enraged. I raised my hand and fiercely slapped Zhao Liangchen away. After recovering for quite a while, Zhao Liangchen finally stumbled to his feet. What are you standing around looking at? Attack him right now. I'll take responsibility if you beat him to death. All at once, dozens of elite bodyguards lunged toward me. Since you want to do this the hard way. As my words fell, I took a step and charged forward fiercely. In less than a moment, these elite bodyguards were knocked to the ground by me one by one. Seeing this scene, Zhao Liangchen was literally scared silly. Don't come any closer. I am the eldest young master of the prestigious Zhao family in Yang City. Just then, a phone ringtone suddenly went off. Dad, someone broke into Emerald Manor and hit me. Come save me quickly. What? I'm bringing people over right now. After hanging up the phone, the fear on Zhao Liangchen's face completely vanished. My dad, Zhao Tianji, is coming. He won't let you off. Hearing the name Zhao Tianji, I frowned slightly. If I remember correctly, this man is the one who previously helped Lin Cheng and the Zhao family to go against me. However, when I destroyed the Lin family, he fled in a panic. Even if Zhao Tianji comes, he'll have to kneel before me. However, I quite like this jade villa. It's perfect for Zhao Chao to play in and for a patient to recuperate, so I'll wait a little while. As Zhao Liangchen watched in fear, time ticked by. Suddenly, a voice filled with towering rage boomed out. Who dares to touch my son? I'll tear him to pieces. Then, an imposing middle-aged man strode in forcefully. When Zhao Liangchen saw him, he rushed to greet him. Dad, that's the one. You have to seize him. Zhao Tianji looked over with a furious expression. But with just one glance, his body began to tremble violently. Immediately, Zhao Tianji slapped Zhao Liangchen across his right cheek. Zhao Liangchen was completely stunned. Dad, you hit the wrong person. I'm your son. You're supposed to hit him. However, Zhao Tianji's face was extremely grim. He slapped Zhao Liangchen again. Then, he quickly walked up to me and knelt down with a thud. It is an honor for the Zhao family that you've taken a liking to this villa. How could we possibly ask for money? Please accept it as a gift. If you need anything, just let us know. Zhao Liangchen and the bodyguards behind him were all dumbfounded. You wretched son, kneel and apologize at once. Do you want to end up like the Lin family? Zhao Liangchen had just received a notice from his father that the Lin family of Yang City was wiped out by a single person. Could it be the man standing before him? At this thought, he also hurriedly knelt down with a thud. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Please, be the bigger person, and forgive me. I watched this scene with an icy gaze. Then I glanced at my daughter, who was peeking curiously. I chuckled softly at Xiao Cao. I don't go looking for trouble. I'm not one to bully others without reason. I picked up the black and gold bank card and handed it to Zhao Tianji. There are 10 billion Yanxia dollars on this. Take what you need. If it's not enough, come find me. Zhao Tianji breathed a sigh of relief. He ordered his subordinate to bring out a card machine. He swiped the card on the spot. I frowned slightly. Why did you only charge $1? Is this villa only worth $1? You're staying here is an honor for our Zhao family. We'll take our leave now. If there's anything you need, feel free to command us at any time. After saying this, Zhao Tianji quickly got up and led his men out in a hurry. Then I picked up Li Peiju and led Xiao Cao into the villa. Xiao Cao, from now on, this is our home. Daddy, is this our new home? Will no one really kick us out? My eyes turned red. I could barely hold back my tears. We won't have to live under a bridge anymore. No one can ever kick you out. Hearing my words, Xiao Cao happily ran to Li Peiju's side. Mommy, did you see? Daddy brought us to a big house. However, Li Peiju had already passed out. Mommy? What's wrong with her? Her hands are so cold. I knelt down and stroked Xiao Cao's little head. Mommy is just very tired. She fell asleep. When she wakes up, everything will be all right. I picked Li Peiju up, found a clean bedroom, and then I took a step. Instantly, wisps of true energy emanated from my body. Half an hour later, I let out a light sigh of relief. If I hadn't been in Kunlong prison and learned so many medical skills from the demonic doctor, Mo Tiansheng, I'm afraid I would have been helpless to do anything. Now, all she needs is a period of quiet rest to recover fully. Just then, a commotion was suddenly heard from outside the villa. I turned to leave, gently closing the room door. I saw that the visitor was none other than the head of the Zhao family, Zhao Tianji, who had just left. On the ground were several exquisite gift boxes. Mr. Chen, there's nothing to eat or drink inside the Jade Villa, and it seems your wife is injured. So I bought some clothes and some nutritional supplements. Seeing this, Xiao Cao also ran over quickly. Daddy, this doll is so cute. Watching Xiao Cao happily playing with the doll, I gave Zhao Tianji a deep look. I'll remember this favor. I'll be staying in Yang City for a while. I need someone to run errands. If you're willing, before I could finish, Zhao Tianji immediately knelt. I am willing. This man is incredibly powerful. He can even crush a god of war. Following him, I'm sure to have a chance to rise to prominence in the future. At that very moment, a group of men in black stormed into the Jade Villa. Zhao Tianji's expression changed. He could sense a powerful aura from each of them. The next scene left Zhao Tianji utterly stunned. The leader of the men in black stepped forward and knelt before me. Ghost Zhuge greets the boss, and as Ghost Zhuge's voice faded, the men behind him all knelt in unison. Baldasura greets the boss. God of Fire greets the boss. Brothers, I've returned. I, the Black Dragon of Hell, have returned. Instantly, a terrifying aura shot up into the sky. At the same time, the men in black roared in unison. We welcome the boss's return. The head of the Zhao family, Zhao Tianji, collapsed to the ground in terror, because every single one of these men in black possessed an aura stronger than the Zhao family's foundation. Brothers, rise. Go to the abandoned thermal power plant in the North District of Yang City. Find the 18 heads. In 3 days, Zhang Hengbao, the head of the Zhang family in Modu, will be celebrating his birthday. This birthday gift must be delivered on time. Meanwhile, at the Zhang family residence in Modu, important figures were arriving one after another to offer congratulations and gifts. Zhang Hengbao sat in the seat of honor, a smile on his face. My friends, you are all too kind to bestow such generous gifts. Just then, the third young master of the Zhang family, Zhang Tianyun, slowly walked over. Congratulations on your 60th birthday, father. Your unworthy son presents you with pines and cranes of longevity. As soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding guests burst into praise. Pines and Cranes of Longevity is a world-renowned masterpiece. To see the original work is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The eldest young master of the Zhang family, Zhang Tianyun, also approached, holding a tray. Congratulations on your 60th birthday, father. I present a string of sandalwood prayer beads, consecrated by the high monk, Luang Por Gan. I hope you like them, father. At once, the other guests were in an uproar. Prayer beads consecrated by the high monk Luang Por Gan. Legend has it they bring long-lasting wealth and a long, healthy life. Of all the gifts today, I'm afraid young master Zhang Tianyun's is the best. Hearing this, the other guests also nodded in agreement. Then all eyes turned to Zhang Tianfeng. Among the 3 young masters of the Zhang family, only he had yet to present his gift. Seeing this, Zhang Tianfeng asked the subordinate beside him, "Any word from Zhang Long and the others?" "Not yet, but young master, you gave the order personally. They will definitely be here on time." After hearing this, Zhang Tianfeng nodded with satisfaction. His eyes filled with immense pride. "Your son will present a truly earth-shattering gift. Father, you will absolutely love it. My men will be delivering it shortly." "Good. I look forward to your gift." Before long, a subordinate came over. "Young master, 3 large boxes have been left at the Zhang family's gate." Hearing this, Jiang Tianfeng was instantly thrilled. "Father, the birthday gift I prepared has arrived." Soon, the 3 large boxes were brought before the crowd. Jiang Tianfeng placed his hands on the boxes and took a deep breath. 3 years ago, I was to be married to Li Peiju, but as it turned out, she was already pregnant before our wedding, bringing endless humiliation upon my Jiang family. Our reputation was ruined. But today, that matter is finally settled. Hearing this, everyone's expression changed. Jiang Tianfeng stood even taller, his head held high. That's right. Inside are the heads of that family of 3. With that, Jiang Tianfeng threw open the boxes. But in the next second, the triumphant smile on his face froze, because the heads inside belonged to the Jiang family's 18 black-clad guards. Seeing this, Zhang Hongbao erupted in fury. "You bastard! This is the gift you give me?" With a thud, Jiang Tianfeng fell to his knees before Zhang Hongbao. "Father, this must be the work of Li Peiju's lover. He's the one who destroyed the Lin family in Yang City." Hearing this, a monstrous rage ignited in Zhang Hongbao's eyes. The authority of the Zhang family of the demon capital cannot be challenged. They must be made to pay the price. Witnessing this, all the guests of the Jiang family felt a chill run down their spines. As a top-tier family in the demon capital, the Jiang family could unleash a bloodbath with a single stomp of their foot. No matter how powerful someone was, they could not withstand the wrath of the Jiang family. Half an hour later, the core members of the Li family were all captured and dragged to the Jiang family's villa. The Li family's patriarch, over 80 years old, staggered to his feet. "Family head Zhang, what crime has our Li family committed for you to drag us here on the occasion of your 60th birthday? Drag us over. Isn't it all because of the good work of your daughter and son-in-law? Beat them hard." Instantly, the sound of one heavy slap after another echoed through the hall. Li Peiju's father, Li Renxin, hastily begged for mercy. "We'll go to Yang City immediately and drag those 2 back to atone for their crimes. If you can't bring them back, then your Li family will cease to exist." At this moment, I was keeping a constant vigil by Li Peiju's side. For 3 days, Li Peiju had remained in a deep sleep. Her once pale face now had a healthy, rosy glow. Seeing this, a rare, soft smile touched my lips. But at that very moment, a group of people stormed into the Jade Manor. Every single one of them exuded a menacing aura. I stared at them, my gaze ice cold. "Who are you? What is your business here?" One of the men stepped forward and bellowed. "I am Li Peiju's father. You must be the man she had an affair with all those years ago. How dare you lay a hand on the Jiang family's people? You're courting death. Hurry up and take Li Peiju with you to the Jiang family to kneel and apologize." The marriage alliance with the Zhang family's heir, Zhang Tianfeng, was supposed to elevate our Li family, but Li Peiju got pregnant before the wedding, causing our family to suffer 3 years of suppression from the Jiangs. He wished this daughter of his would just die. The Li family patriarch beside him was equally furious. "Seize them. Drag them to the Jiang family to atone for their crimes." As soon as he spoke, the Li family's experts lunged at me, but I simply let out a roar. In that instant, all of the Li family members were overwhelmed by the ferocious aura and forced to their knees. I strode before the members of the Li family. "As her father, do you even know what kind of life Li Peiju has lived these past 3 years? Xiao Cao was even locked in a dog cage by the Lin family. You didn't care in the slightest about whether your own daughter and granddaughter lived or died. So heartless. You're unworthy of being parents." These accusations, one after another, caused the Li family's arrogance to wither away. On every face, a deep sense of shame and guilt appeared. I looked at the shame on their faces, but my gaze remained cold. As for the Zhang family, you need not worry. When Li Peiju awakens, I will take her to their door myself. The Li family members were all stunned. Li Renxin immediately yelled, "The Jiang family is far too powerful. You are no match for them." I glanced at them calmly. "Go back and tell the Jiang family. I take full responsibility for my actions. They shouldn't come after you, the innocent Li family, to vent their anger. If they have the guts, they can come to Yang City and find me. I'll be waiting at the Jade Manor. I'm not going anywhere." Li Renxin shot me a disdainful look. He snorted coldly. "The Jiang family aren't fools. They're not so easily deceived." But the patriarch beside him let out a long sigh. "Let's go back. As for the Jiang family's wrath, we'll think of something else." Hearing the patriarch's words, the others finally agreed. Not long after they left the Jade Manor, Li Renxin couldn't hold back any longer. He raised his voice at the family patriarch. "The Jiang family is not so easily fooled. If we return empty-handed like this, they will never let us off the hook." The Li family patriarch turned back, glancing in the direction of the Jade Manor. "How could I bear to let the entire Li family be buried with them? You are all my descendants. I just couldn't bear to turn on our own. As for whether they can escape the Jiang family's fury, that is up to them now." As he spoke, a ruthless glint flashed in the patriarch's eyes. He picked up a brick from the ground and smashed it hard against his own arm. Instantly, blood flowed from the patriarch's right arm, flowed down. "Patriarch, we can only use a self-injury ploy to get by." He then handed the brick to Li Renxin. Soon, a series of mournful cries rang out. When they returned to the Zhang family's villa and saw the utterly miserable state of the Li family members, Zhang Hongbao, the head of the Zhang family, was completely dumbfounded. The Li family patriarch coughed a few times, his face deathly pale. Those two were simply arrogant and outrageous. They even called us the Jiang family's lackeys. Our Li family tried to capture them by force, but that adulterer was just too powerful. In a matter of seconds, our Li family was brutally crushed. He even told the Jiang family of the Devil's capital to get over to Yang City and die. And the Li family members added fuel to the fire, continuously fanning the flames. Jiang Hengbao's face instantly darkened to an extreme degree. Very well. I didn't expect that adulterous pair to have such audacity. Our Jiang family will personally lead our men to Yang City and let him know the price of angering us. The Jiang family heir, Jiang Tianfeng, was even more furious. Father, let me lead the team this time. I will definitely wash away our prior humiliation and make them pay a heavy price. Good. If you can't bring back their heads this time, then you will renounce your position as the Jiang family heir. You are not qualified or capable of inheriting the Jiang family of the Devil's capital. Yes, father. I, Jiang Tianfeng, will definitely succeed. 2 hours later, at the Jiang family's private airport in the Devil's capital, figures as powerful as dragons, followed behind Jiang Tianfeng. With his father Zhang Hengbao's support, Jiang Tianfeng had gathered a full 10,000 Jiang family guards. Every one of them was a martial arts expert. Among them, the strongest, was Lin Tiandao, known as the White Tiger God of War. Such a formidable lineup was simply terrifying to the extreme. However, all of this was seen by Gui Zhuge. I looked at the message that was sent over and smiled faintly. I haven't made a move in 3 years. It seems many people have forgotten the terror of the Hell Black Dragon. With that, I picked up my phone and sent out a mass email. On it were 4 large characters. Black Dragon deploys. As this email was sent, the terrifying and powerful Black Dragon organization became active once again. From all over the world, terrifyingly powerful experts all headed towards Yansha. A god of war guarding the border had a solemn expression. He hurriedly sent an urgent message to the imperial capital. The king of assassins, the 9-fingered mad beggar, along with all the mad beggars, are about to enter Yanshaya, requesting permission to intercept. The Western Dragon Lord and Tiger God are about to enter Yansha, requesting permission to intercept. The Sword Saint of Goryeo, Zhuo Bufan, leading 1,000 powerful swordsmen, is about to enter Yansha, requesting permission to intercept. At this very moment, a call came from Yangxia's elder Long. Do not intercept. That is an order. And while I was sending out the Black Dragon deploys message to summon my brothers, the experts from the Jiang family, led by Jiang Tianfeng, had arrived at the Jade Manor. Then, the crowd parted, revealing a path. Jiang Tianfeng walked out with the White Tiger God of War, Lin Tiandao. At this moment, Li Peiju was asleep on a recliner, while my daughter Xiao Cao and I were playing beside her as if no one else was there. Seeing this scene, Jiang Tianfeng was stunned for a moment. Then, an overwhelming killing intent filled his expression. Chen Wudi, today I will crush you. I will shatter every one of the 206 bones in your body, and make you watch helplessly as that woman and your daughter are slowly sliced to death by my blade. Faced with Jiang Tianfeng's cruel threat, my expression was very calm. After carrying Li Peiju and Xiao Cao into the villa, I slowly walked back out. A disdainful smile formed on my lips. Perfect timing. My wife, Li Peiju, still needs some time to recover. It's not convenient for me to go to the Devil's capital. I didn't expect you all to come here to die. Jiang Tianfeng was so angry he laughed. At this very moment, a group of people rushed into the Jade Manor. The prominent Zhao family of Yang City has arrived. We swear to live or die with Chen Wudi. The one in the lead was none other than the patriarch of the Zhao family, Zhao Tianji, followed by his son, Zhao Liangchen. When Jiang Tianfeng saw this, he burst out laughing. What's the difference between this and a few more ants? Don't you know that just now at the Yang City airport, I slaughtered the members of Yang City's 8 great families, as if they were chickens, crushing and killing them with ease? Whether in quantity or quality, your side is no match for our Zhang family from the Devil's capital. But I suddenly started to laugh. Is that so? Take another look now. As my words fell, figures appeared like flashes of lightning. Behind me, these people included beggars, tattooed gang members, and swordsmen dressed in white. Although their clothes were not uniform, from each of these people radiated an incredibly powerful aura. The aura from each of them was no less than that of the White Tiger God of War, Lin Tiandao, and some even far surpassed it. And yet, when these terrifying experts turned their gazes to me, in an instant, all of them knelt down on one knee in unison. Greetings, boss. Seeing this, the experts of the Zhang family were completely stunned. The White Tiger God of War, Lin Tiandao, was even more shocked. 9-fingered mad beggar, it's you. This is the most terrifying, most arrogant king of assassins in Southeast Asia. And now, the incredibly arrogant 9-fingered mad beggar is kneeling before Chen Wudi, a prisoner who was just released from jail. Upon seeing a swordsman in white beside him, the White Tiger God of War, Lin Tiandao, gasped. Sword Saint Zhuo Bufan, you're the most powerful man in Goryeo. The Sword Saint Zhuo Bufan. The White Tiger God of War, Lin Tiandao, was utterly astonished. He looked at me with fear in his eyes. Who Who exactly are you? Hearing Lin Tiandao's trembling question, a cold smile formed on my lips. Have you ever heard of the Hell Black Dragon? As soon as these words were spoken, it gave the White Tiger god of war, Lin Tiandao, a huge fright. Seeing Lin Tiandao's reaction, Zhang Tianfeng frowned deeply. What is the Hell Black Dragon? Lin Tiandao explained. Young master, the Hell Black Dragon is a legend. 3 years ago, they were the most famous assassin organization in the world, and their leader was the Hell Black Dragon. Anyone targeted by the Hell Black Dragon never lived to see the next day. At this point, the White Tiger god of war, Lin Tiandao, was drenched in a cold sweat, and the experts from the Zhang family all had pale faces. Then, a terrifying aura erupted from me. In an instant, the 10,000 experts of the Zhang family were crushed by this overwhelming aura and forced to their knees. Only Lin Tiandao managed to snap out of his shock. The Hell Black Dragon is indeed formidable, but this is Yansha's territory. If you dare to act so presumptuously here, all the gods of war in Yangsha will not let you go. Hearing his words, I suddenly laughed. As it happens, I am also a god of war of Yanshaya. I think you'll be receiving the news very soon. Just as my words fell, White Tiger god of war Lin Tiandao's communicator started vibrating. He tremblingly opened the communicator. It was a message from the highest-ranking protector god of war of Yanxia. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. However, the sender of the message was none other than Elder Long. Upon seeing this, Lin Tiandao collapsed to the ground, and Zhang Tianfeng, already aware of the terror of the Hell Black Dragon, trembled all over. Without any hesitation, he turned and fled. Lin Tiandao, stop them. White Tiger god of war Lin Tiandao's expression was extremely grim. He owed a debt of gratitude to the Zhang family of Modu, and couldn't just stand by. I watched Zhang Tianfeng's panicked retreat with a cold smile. Hell Black Dragon, kill them. Instantly, waves of sharp energy rained down like a torrential storm. As the last powerful grandmaster of the Zhang family was decapitated by a sword, the 10,000-strong fighters of the Modu Zhang family were completely annihilated. Only Zhang Tianfeng, who hadn't managed to escape far, and the White Tiger god of war, Lin Tiandao, remained. My gaze turned to Lin Tiandao. I said lightly, you can leave, but Zhang Tianfeng must die. Hearing these words, Zhang Tianfeng began to scream hysterically. Lin Tiandao, don't forget, my Zhang family of Modu, and the debt you owe us. Without our Zhang family, could you have become the White Tiger god of war? If you don't leave, then you'll die with him. Hearing this, Lin Tiandao shuddered. He finally left the Jade Manor defeated. Seeing this, Zhang Tianfeng suddenly dropped to his knees. Spare me. I am the heir to the Zhang family of Modu. Aren't you assassins? I can give you a ransom of 10 billion Yanxia currency. 3 winters ago, Li Peiju, heavily pregnant, took the money she made from selling scraps and wanted to buy a steamed bun. But you sent people to follow her. You made every bun shop refuse to sell to Li Peiju. In the end, right in front of her, you threw a meat bun on the ground and stomped on it viciously. As I said this, my eyes were bloodshot, filled with a monstrous killing intent. Zhang Tianfeng continued to kowtow desperately, begging for his life. I can compensate her. Please spare my life. I'm willing to be your slave for the rest of my life. Hearing Zhang Tianfeng's words, I suddenly laughed. Only your death can lessen Li Peiju's suffering. After speaking, I stomped down fiercely on Zhang Tianfeng. He breathed his last. Boss, that was so satisfying. To treat sister-in-law like that, I wish we could have cut him into 1,000 pieces. Letting him die just like that is really letting him off too easy. The Zhang family of Modu has gone too far. Boss, let's go and flatten the Zhang family of Modu right now. Chen Wudi, thank you, my brothers. But right now, I must first take care of your sister-in-law. The brothers of the Hell Black Dragon organization bowed to me respectfully. Then they quickly departed, taking the bodies of the 10,000 Modu Zhang family fighters with them. Meanwhile, within the Zhang family residence in Modu, the head of the Zhang family, Zhang Hongbao, sat in the main seat, his brows slightly furrowed. Is there still no news from Tianfeng and Lin Tiandao? Don't worry, my lord. The second young master will surely bring back the heads of that family of 3. Hearing this, Zhang Hongbao's heart was put at ease. As the Zhang family heir, he's been training for so long, yet he's still so impulsive, forgetting to send back a message at a time like this. Just at this moment, the sound of hurried footsteps reached Zhang Hongbao's ears. Family head, God of War Lin Tiandao has returned. Let him in. That kid finally remembered to send someone to report back. The next moment, White Tiger God of War Lin Tiandao staggered in. Seeing this scene, everyone was aghast. Zhang Hongbao's heart skipped a beat, a bad premonition washing over him. Lin Tiandao, what happened? Where is Tianfeng? Family head, young master Zhang Tianfeng, is gone. The 10,000 fighters of the Modu Zhang family are all gone too. How is that possible? Lin Tiandao, you must be joking. 10,000 fighters of the Modu Zhang family, how could they be completely wiped out? He's just a prisoner. He couldn't possibly have this ability. Zhang Hongbao's vision went dark, and he almost fainted. Tell me, quickly, who did this? It was Chen Wudi. He's not only the leader of the Hell Black Dragon assassin organization, He is also Yanxia's protector god of war. He is at the pinnacle of this world. We were no match for him at all. Young Master Zhang Tianfeng, by that demon, had every bone in his body crushed. He screamed for half an hour before dying in agony. Hearing Lin Tiandao's words, Zhang Hengbao was as if struck by lightning. Chen Wudi, I will kill you. Even if you are a demon from hell, I will avenge my son. After a moment's hesitation, Zhang Hengbao tore half a jade pendant from his neck. Tiandao, take this half of the pendant, and go to the northern coastal city to find He Sha. Hearing the name He Sha, Lin Tiandao's body shook violently. But seeing the hysterical madness in Zhang Hengbao's eyes, he could only take the pendant and leave in a hurry. After Lin Tiandao left, Zhang Hengbao immediately composed himself. Tianfang's death and the annihilation of the Zhang family's fighters in Yang City. No one is to leak a word of this. But what they didn't know was, a Zhang family attendant serving outside the main hall had a strange glint in his eyes. Before long, that attendant secretly went to the Li family's residence. After hearing this news, all the members of the Li family were filled with endless shock and horror. In a small place like Yang City, how could there be a force capable of wiping out so many powerful fighters? Could it be related to Chen Wudi, second brother? How could that good-for-nothing son-in-law of yours have such ability? The old master of the Li family, sitting in the main seat, also stood up. Our spy embedded in the Zhang family didn't hear much, but from the few snippets I heard, I guess, that the Zhang family's defeat might be related to a protector god of war who is living in seclusion in Yang City. With his intervention, the Zhang family was defeated. Instantly, understanding dawned on the faces of the Li family members. Old master, why don't we send someone to befriend that protector god of war? If we have his support, perhaps, our Li family will no longer have to suffer the Zhang family's oppression. Well said. Whether our Li family can turn things around depends on whether we can befriend this god of war. I'll leave this matter to you and Li Renxin. After hearing this, Li Rende shot a cold glance at Li Renxin, a strong sense of schadenfreude rising in his heart. If it weren't for Li Peiju's mess, then the future head of the Li family would surely have been Li Renxin's. But now, things are different. Thinking of this, he looked at his own daughter, Li Qingqing. Qingqing, after you meet the protector god of the nation, you must interact with him as much as possible. If the protector god of the nation is not married, you know what to do, right? Don't worry, father, with my beauty. So what if the protector god of the nation is already married? Soon, Li Rende sent out several hundred men to gather information. But after several days, there was still no trace of the protector god of the nation. There are hundreds of you surrounding the North District of Yang City, conducting a blanket search, and you still haven't found any news of the protector god of the nation? If you can't find the whereabouts of the protector god of the nation, don't bother coming back. Seeing this, Li Renxin let out a sigh. Since we can't seem to find the protector god of the nation for the time being, I want to go see Li Peiju and her daughter. Hearing this, a mocking glint flashed in Li Qingqing's eyes. I'd also like to see my dear cousin and her good-for-nothing husband. Soon, the group arrived at my home. Hearing the commotion, I came out to greet them with my daughter, Xiao Cao. This is your maternal grandfather, great-grandfather, and aunt. Xiao Cao greeted them excitedly, but Li Renxin kept a stern face and said nothing. As for Li Rende and Li Qingqing, they didn't even spare Xiao Cao a glance. Daddy, do they not like Xiao Cao? Seeing this, my expression instantly darkened. Cousin-in-law, don't tell me you're a security guard here. This family is so benevolent to even hire an ex-convict. This is my home, with Peiju and Xiao Cao. Hearing my words, the mocking smile on Li Qingqing's face froze. Li Rende's face turned ashen as he demanded, "Where did you get the money to buy such a luxurious manor? You're nothing but a recently released prisoner." It must have been Li Peiju's money. Back when she was still the war goddess of Yanxia, she was in charge of many of the Li family's businesses. She must have embezzled the funds and stolen the Li family's fortune. If Li Peiju had money, why would she and Xiao Cao have lived in such misery? If it weren't for the fact that you are Li Peiju and Xiao Cao's relatives, I would have crushed you long ago. If Li Peiju hadn't gotten pregnant out of wedlock, how would our Li family have been so harshly suppressed by the Zhang family of Modu? And all of this is because of you and Li Peiju. Hearing the Li family's relentless accusations, the killing intent and anger in my heart were suddenly extinguished. If I hadn't been poisoned back then and defiled Li Peiju, none of this would have happened. This luxurious manor now belongs to the Li family. Consider it compensation for the damage you've caused us. Now, your family of 3, get out of our family's property. Fine. This Emerald Manor, I will give to you as compensation to the Li family. From now on, we owe each other nothing. After speaking, I picked up Li Peiju from the bedroom and walked out of Emerald Manor with Xiao Cao. But just then, a voice suddenly called out from behind me. Wait, since you're in Yang City, do you have any news of the protector god of the nation? Why are you looking for the protector god of the nation? If the protector god of the nation hadn't wiped out the Zhang family, your family of 3 would have been dead long ago at the hands of those seeking revenge. Our Li family might have even been destroyed along with you. I am the protector god of the nation. In an instant, there was dead silence. But after a brief pause, an uproar erupted, especially from Li Qingqing. Her face was filled with utter contempt and disdain. The protector god of the nation is a heroic, larger-than-life figure. How could it possibly be someone like you? Now get lost, and don't let me see you again. Just then, the head of the Zhao family, Zhao Tianji, rushed over. After learning what had happened, Zhao Tianji was speechless. Hurry up and apologize to Mr. Chen. Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Li Rende snorted with disdain. He's nothing more than a recently released prisoner. Master Zhao, don't let him fool you. I looked at them calmly, not bothering to explain. I walked straight out of Emerald Manor. Zhao Tianji was seething with indignation. He shot a cold look at the Li family. You're nothing but a bunch of frogs in a well. One day, you will regret what you've done today. With that, Zhao Tianji ignored the Li family completely and hurried after me. Mr. Chen, allow me to find you a quiet place. Even better than Emerald Manor. No need. I don't like being indebted to others. With a flick of my finger, a black gold card slid into Zhao Tianji's hand. This card has 100 billion US dollars. I need your Zhao family to help me establish a business empire in Yanxia. In return, you can have a portion of the initial shares. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Chen. I don't want any shares. I only wish to serve faithfully by your side. I looked at Zhao Tianji with appreciation. This man was shrewd. He also had the determination to go all in. He was a capable man. Within 3 days, the entire business world of Yang City will answer only to you. Then, we'll expand beyond Yang City, across all of Yanxia. Please give this business empire a name. Looking at Zhao Tianji's expectant and respectful gaze, I pondered for a moment and uttered 2 words, Giant Dragon. That afternoon, a business firm called Giant Dragon Group suddenly appeared and completely swept through the city's business world. The 8 great families of Yang City were all swallowed whole by Giant Dragon Group. In the days that followed, a business empire named Giant Dragon Group rose rapidly in Yanxia. Countless young people considered it an honor to join the group. Only the Zhang family of Modu, upon hearing the news of Giant Dragon Group, found the atmosphere growing ever more oppressive. Once Lin Tiandao brings back Heisha from the northern forest sea, I will have you killed. Meanwhile, Xiao Cao and I settled into a new house. My daughter was filled with curiosity and joy about our new home. But when she saw her mother's condition, her expression instantly fell. Daddy, when will mommy wake up? Mommy has been sleeping for so many days. The happiness I had felt a moment ago instantly turned to sorrow. The hidden injuries Li Peiju had accumulated over the past 3 years were far too numerous. At that moment, my daughter Xiao Cao hugged me. Does mommy not want Xiao Cao anymore? How could mommy not want Xiao Cao? You are the person she loves most in the world. She just doesn't want to face me. But you're Xiao Cao's daddy. How could mommy not want daddy? I smiled, stroking my daughter's little head. Don't worry, Xiao Cao. Daddy will definitely wake mommy up. After speaking, I went to Li Peiju's room and slowly sat down on the edge of the bed. 3 years ago, in an attempt to kill me, dozens of countries sent tens of war gods and thousands of masters. In the end, I was afflicted with dozens of potent poisons, including a terrible aphrodisiac. It made my blood boil. I was certain I was going to die. So I returned to Yanxia, planning to die in my homeland. But as the poison took hold, I ran into you. Ultimately, I lost control. I know how monstrous I must have been. Some of the poison in my body even transferred to yours, causing you to lose your powers as a war goddess. That incident is the first thing I've done in my entire life that weighs on my conscience. I know an apology is meaningless, but I hope you can give me a chance to take care of you and Xiao Cao. Xiao Cao is a truly good and considerate child. She's been so worried about you. Xiao Cao can't be without her mother. As I spoke, 2 streams of clear tears slowly trickled down the cheeks of the sleeping Li Peiju. Daddy, look! Mommy's crying. My face lit up with joy. I quickly turned to look. I saw Li Peiju slowly opening her eyes. It's all in the past. From now on, let's live a good life as a family of 3. In that moment, Li Peiju completely let go of the resentment in her heart. In a couple of days when I've recovered, let's go get our marriage license. Hearing those words, my whole body trembled. I, who had killed countless men, felt an inexplicable nervousness at that moment. A moment later, I pulled Li Peiju's delicate frame into a fierce embrace. Yes, we'll get married. As I suddenly embraced her, a deep blush spread across her beautiful face. Maybe this isn't so bad after all.